Welcome to Shelf Life, the show where every week we put one food and beverage brand on the table and take its social media apart. The good, the bad, and the stuff everybody's about to copy and shouldn't. I'm Giovanni Gallucci. With me, like always, is Mindy Carpenter. Mindy, who's on the table today?
Hoppy, the pink prebiotic soda that's in every cooler and all over your feed. And here's the number that stopped me cold, Gio. Last year, Pepsi bought them for almost $2 billion.
1.95 billion to be exact. And that's the whole reason we're starting here. The question isn't whether the soda tastes good. The question is what Poppy built on social that made a giant like Pepsi write a check that size. A soda didn't do that. A social media playbook did. So let's take it apart.
So start me at the very beginning, because this didn't start life as a Pepsi brand.
Not even close. It started in Allison Ellsworth's kitchen back in 2015. She was mixing apple cider vinegar, fruit juice, and sparkling water, trying to fix her own stomach problems. Sold it at farmers markets under the name Mother Beverage, got it into Whole Foods. Then in 2018, she goes on Shark Tank, 9 months pregnant, and lands 400 grand from Rohan Oza for a quarter of the company.
That's a great story. But plenty of founders have a great story, and nobody ever hears it.
And that right there is the first thing Poppy got right, Mindy. Ellsworth didn't bury that story in a press release or some agency brand film. She got on TikTok and told it herself. Her face, her voice, the pregnant on Shark Tank moment, the health struggle, all of it, raw. One of those videos took off, and they did $100,000 in sales in a single day. She's got billions of views on her own face now.
So when you grade the hook, where do they land?
On the hook, it's an A, and here's exactly why. Most brands lead with the can. They shoot the product, light it pretty, post it. Poppy led with a person. And people don't share a soda. They share a human they believe in. The founder was the hook, and a founder is the one piece of content a competitor literally can't copy.
Quick one, because a lot of founders tell me they hate being on camera. What do you say to them?
I tell them the truth. Your customers don't want a logo. They want a person to trust. And you're the cheapest, most believable spokesperson you'll ever have. Ellsworth proved you can build a $500 million brand pointing a phone at your own face. The discomfort is just the price of the asset.
Okay, but I see Poppy everywhere now, and it's not all founder videos. What about format?
Format is where they stayed smart as they scaled. And that's the second thing we grade. They went native at every stage. Founder-led TikTok early. Then they opened the floodgates on creator content, regular people holding the can. Then they showed up on the single biggest stage in America, the Super Bowl, 2 years running. And here's the part most brands miss. They didn't try to make TikTok look like a television commercial. They made the television commercial look like TikTok. They let the platform set the rules.
So what's the takeaway for somebody who isn't sitting on Pepsi money?
You don't need Pepsi money for this part. Put a real person's face on the brand and let the platform set the rules instead of your ad agency. Poppy did both before they had a dime to spend. That founder-first move is most of why we're even talking about them today.
When they opened it up to all those creators later, did the founder magic get diluted?
Good question, and no, because they sequenced it right. The founder built the trust first, then the creators borrowed it. If you flood the zone with paid creators before anybody believes the brand, it just looks like noise you bought. Poppy earned the belief with one face, then let 1,000 faces amplify it. Order matters here. Trust first, volume second. Most brands do that backwards too.
So here's where it gets messy, and I really want your read. This past Super Bowl, Poppy sent these giant pink vending machines out to 32 influencers. Jake Shane, Alex Earl, names like that. And the internet came for them.
Came for them hard. And honestly, they earned it.
Why though? Brands send free product to creators every single day. What made this different?
Two things: who they sent it to and what it cost. Olipop, their rival, got online and said each one of those machines ran about 25 grand to build. Do the math. That's north of $800,000 in vending machines, handed to people who already have everything. And the audience said it right out loud. Why didn't that go to a hospital break room, a Title I school? The actual fans who built this brand from a farmer's market. It read as tone deaf because it was.
So is that a cadence problem or a community problem?
It's a community problem. And that's the fourth thing we grade on this show. Poppy spent like a brand that forgot who made it. Here's the rule, Mindy, write it down. Brand loyalty is built in the comments, not the captions. And now watch what Olipop did with the opening. Olipop didn't even run a Super Bowl ad that year. They sat in the comment sections, replied to regular people one by one, needled Poppy about the cost of those machines, and mailed their own little gifts to actual fans. They spent a fraction of the money, and they won the entire week.
So the smaller brand beat the bigger budget.
Every single time the big brand talks down and the little brand talks with, the little brand wins. That's not a fluke, that's physics. On Community, Peak Poppy is a B-, and Olipop just taught a free masterclass. Now their cadence, that's actually fine. They post plenty, volume isn't their problem. But here's what people get wrong. Volume isn't connection. You can post every single day and still be talking at people instead of with them.
So if they call you Monday morning, what's the fix?
Take that $800,000 and spend it on the people who built you, not the people who don't need you. Put a machine in a Title I school first, not last. Reply to 1,000 real fans in the comments by name. The stunt was never the problem. The audience they aimed the stunt at was the problem.
To be fair, Poppy did respond. The co-founder went on TikTok and they started sending machines to a hospital, a fire station in Los Angeles, a school in Phoenix, places like that.
They did, and give them partial credit, because the fastest way out of a social media hole is to actually fix the thing people are mad about, on camera, fast. But here's the catch, Mindy. They did the right thing second. They did it as damage control, after the backlash, instead of as the plan. And the audience can always tell the difference between a value and a cleanup. Doing the generous thing only after the internet forces you isn't generosity. It's a press release with a forklift. The lesson isn't apologize well. The lesson is aim it right the first time so you never need the apology.
Last thing, and this one's a landmine. Poppy got hit with a class action lawsuit over its gut health claims, and they settled for almost $9 million.
They did. The slogan was, be gut happy, be gut healthy. Turns out there's about 2 grams of fiber in a can, and the lawsuit said you'd have to drink 4 or more a day to get any real benefit out of it. They settled for $8.9 million.
So how does a lawsuit turn into a social media lesson? That feels like a legal story.
Because the claim was the marketing. This is the fifth thing we grade, the retail to social loop, and it's the most important one. Poppy's real genius was turning the feed into shelf velocity. Follow the loop. You see the pink can on TikTok, you grab it at Target on your next run, you post your own little video with it, and that post sends the next person back to TikTok. Round and round it goes. That flywheel is the whole machine.
So where does the lawsuit hit that?
Right in the center of it. When the story spinning that flywheel is a health promise you can't back up, you're building all that velocity on a crack. The feed giveth, and the courtroom taketh away. You spend years getting people to tie your can to gut health, and one settlement turns that whole association into a punchline. The loop only works if the story at the center of it's true.
So if you're advising Poppy right now, what's the one thing they fix first?
One thing, get the founder back in the feed and point the spending at the people who built the brand. Allison's face is the single most valuable asset that company owns. It's worth more than any vending machine, more than any Super Bowl slot. And Pepsi's instinct is going to be to scale her out and run Poppy like just another line in the portfolio. That'd be the mistake.
And the mistake everybody else is about to copy?
The vending machines. Watch it happen. Every challenger brand with a little funding is about to do some big, flashy influencer stunt because Poppy got headlines for it. They'll copy the expensive stunt and skip the part that actually built the brand, which was a founder telling the truth on camera for free when nobody was even watching yet. Don't copy the $800,000 prop. Copy the kitchen and the honesty.
So even with all the money in the world, the original move still wins.
The original move always wins because it's the one nobody can buy their way into. $1 billion buys you vending machines. It doesn't buy you a founder people believe. That part gets earned, one honest video at a time.
One more, Gio. If a small brand is listening right now and they can't afford any of this, what do they take from Poppy?
Take the cheapest part because it's also the best part. Get the founder on camera and tell the real story, the messy origin, the actual why. That costs nothing. and it's the exact move that started all of this. Everything Poppy did after that, the creators, the Super Bowl, the pink machines, was just amplification. The signal underneath was always a person telling the truth. You can copy that signal today for the price of a phone and a little nerve.
Okay, give me the final scorecard.
Hook and A, format strong, cadence fine, community, they lost the room and Olipop walked right in and took it. Retail to social, a brilliant engine running on shaky fuel. Here's the whole thing in one line. Pepsi didn't pay almost $2 billion for a soda. They paid for a founder who understood, before almost anybody, that people follow people. The day they forget, that's the day the shelf life runs out.
And that's our show. I'm Mindy Carpenter.
And I'm Giovanni Gallucci. We'll see you next Monday on Shelf Life.